Good day. We will be presenting to you the community case study of Barangay 1 from the municipality of Manapla. I am Jobianca P. Magalona, your reporter for today. And for the introduction, community emerged as a group of people with diverse characteristics who are linked by social ties, share common perspectives, and engage in joint action in geographic allocations or settings. It can be described as a group of persons who socially interact because of shared goals and interests. For Barangay 1, in the municipality of Manapla, Negros Occidental, the focus of this community case study is to describe the physical, economic, and health status of this barangay. Additionally, we will identify several factors that affect the health of the residents as well as the leading cause of death and morbidity. Objectives. At the end of the community case study, the student nurses will be able to identify the health status of the community. Specific objectives. After an in-depth case study, the student nurses and residents of the community will be able to, under the knowledge, first is to assess the health, economic, and social conditions of the community, analyze and interpret the gathered information, prioritize the problems that were identified, formulate action plans to identify the problems, evaluate the results of the action plan, and skills. Collect appropriate secondary data from the community, communicate effectively with one another, implement the activities and projects that have been recommended, and encourage people to participate and cooperate with activities and projects that are being implemented. Follow safety measures in every intervention. Under attitude, first is to address community problems with a positive behavior, develop integrity to the people, work peacefully together, be open to any positive changes in the community, and observe confidentiality and other ethical practices. And for the community officials, Honorable Virginia J. Plagata is the Punong Barangay, and together she leads with the community with her 7 elected barangay kagawad. Fern Ivan M. Obregon as the SK chairman focuses on the development and progress on matters involving the youth, and Jeanette N. Bilbao as the treasurer handles the funds and other monetary affairs of the barangay. Eva Marie A. Bendoy as the secretary, and Anne Lani J. Padrina as the record keeper also helps manage the official documents and matters involving the community. And for the Purok officials, please refer to the table, and as well as for the health center personnel. And for the community spot map, the colored parts of the map represent the areas of neighborhood of Barangay 1. The green one is Sitio Pacho, light brown is Teacher's Village, orange is Sitio Toong, pink is Sitio Bangkihiling, and the violet part is the People's Village. The black dots represent the household distribution, which is a total of 563. The broken lines signify the boundaries, and the red triangles refer to the households with underweight children, and the neon green triangles to households with overweight children. The neon orange circles signify household with hypertensive family member, and the neon blue circles are those households with pulmonary tuberculosis family member. And for brief history, in 1970s, Barangay 1 was created and named by Perfecto R. Hinlo, and the first barangay captains in the barangay were Honorable Carlos H. Castillo Sr., Honorable Luis Apito, and Honorable Edwin Halandra. Early 90s barangay captain our Honorable Eliza Javier was succeeded by Honorable Mercedes Yao, and during 2000s, Honorable Roy J. Plagata became the barangay captain. Presently, Honorable Virginia J. Plagata is the present barangay captain. For the community profile, Barangay 1 is situated at approximately 10.9559 and 123.1261 in the island of Negros. Elevation is 24.2 meters or 79.4 feet above mean sea level, and boundaries are Barangay 1A in north, Barangay Punta Mesa in south, Barangay 2 in east, and Barangay 1B in west. Aggregate area is 39,340 square meters. Total population is 2,334 residents, composed of 1,189 males and 1,145 females. Language is mainly Hiligaynon, with others being able to speak Filipino and English. Facilities are primary school, daycare, daycare center, barangay health center, 3 basketball courts, and volleyball courts. And for the economic features, the graph shows the sources of livelihood, with 40% for tricycle hovering, 25% for farm laborer, and 20% for carpentry, lastly 15% for running a small business. Poultry and livestock raising, please refer to the pie graph, with poultry 56% for chicken, 22% for wild ducks, and 22% for geese. Livestock is 50% hog, 21% goat, and 29% carabao. For industry, agricultural industry, particularly sugarcane farming, climate and rainfall, wet season starts from June to November and dry season starts from December to May. And the coolest month is January with mean temperature of 25.5 degrees Celsius, and the warmest month is May with temperature of 28.3 degrees Celsius. School is Manapla Elementary School is the primary school with a total of 1,445 enrollees. And next is FBE Daycare Center with a total number of 90 enrollees. For the dwellings, the barangay has a total of 563 households, and the graph shows the types and the division of dwelling unit with makeshift type of material with a total number of 5 and composed of 1% of the types of household in the barangay. Dwellings made of light materials is 23%, and dwellings made of mixed materials with a total number of 198 and the percentage of 35. And lastly, strong materials is made up of 41% of the total household. And next reporter is Mary Rose Garcia for sectoral strategies.
Sectoral strategies. 95 or 17% of the households do not have an access to safe drinking water. For the household by source of water, Waterworks System Level 3 has a total number of 298. Communal Faucet System or Standpoint Level 2 with a total number of 128, and Point Source with a total number of 42. The source of electrical power is supplied by Negros Electric Cooperative or NENECO. The barangay has a surface drainage system, but the barangay has a surface drainage system, but there are still open canals along the streets in each Brooks and Sitios. The barangay health center and business establishments are the most productive infrastructures in the community. Protective services, it was under the supervision of Police Captain Janik Bermudez. Romelo Anacelo is the Commander Tanod together with other Tanod members, Jay Macaraig, Alexis Handimio, Ricky Duruelo, and Benjamin Lim. For sports and recreation, the barangay owns sport facilities such as 3 basketball courts and 3 volleyball courts. Also, it has 1 plaza on each borough. These facilities are used for recreational purposes as well as venue for sports activities. Barangay-owned facilities are Barangay Health Center, Barangay Evacuation Center, and Barangay Daycare Center. Barangay government support and organizations are the Senior Citizen Federation, Persons with Disability Organization, Single Mother Support Group, as well as Pag-asa Youth Association of the Philippines. These organizations are formal, LGU accredited, and government funded. For demographic features population, the barangay is composed of 2,334 individuals with 1,189 for males and 1,145 for females. The total population of male is greater than the total population of female as presented in the table. Population density 490 persons per square kilometers. For communication services, landline telephony, mobile telephony, access to the internet, and broadcasting of television and radio programs. Smart, Globe, PLDT, and Lito are the main internet providers in the barangay. For land use, out of 3.99 hectares of land, 40% of it goes to residential, 25% goes for agricultural use, 20% goes for commercial use, and 15% left is designated an open spaces and recreational use. For physical features, Barangay 1 has entirely cemented concrete roads, almost 90% in all Purugs and Sitios, highways, and concrete footwalks. 10% is unpaved or a dirt type of road. Tricycle is their main transportation. Some community people owns private vehicles, and Manapla Water District serves the municipality of Manapla by providing safe and potable water to the residents. For leading causes of mortality in all groups, the barangay has listed 10 causes of mortality, with pulmonary tuberculosis is the highest with a total of 6, followed by CAP and end-stage renal disease with total of 5, then 4 for stroke, 3 for diabetes mellitus type 2 and myocardial infarction. Total of 2 for the dengue fever and lung cancer, then 1 for breast cancer and COVID-19. For leading causes of morbidity, among the 10, hypertension is the highest with a total of 490, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease with a total of 420, pneumonia with a total of 389, diabetes mellitus with a total of 124, pulmonary tuberculosis with a total of 116, followed by animal bites, O-types with a total number of 109, dengue with a total number of 78, protozoa infections with a total number of 46, acute renal disease with a total of 26, lastly is COVID-19 with a total of 15. For Operation Timbang, the total population of ages 0 to 60 months in Barangay 1 is 405. For ages 0 to 5 months, 54 of them are in normal weight. For ages 6 to 11 months, 57 are in normal weight and 1 is underweight. For ages 12 to 23 months, 58 are in normal weight and 2 are underweight. For ages 24 to 35 months, 65 are in normal weight and 1 is overweight. For ages 36 to 47, 77 are in normal weight and 2 for underweight. Lastly is for ages 48 to 59 months, 82 are in normal weight and 6 are underweight. For infant mortality rate year, live birth, a total of 43 live births were recorded in 2021 and 6 infant deaths in year 2021 with a total of 9.23. So interpretation, there are 9 infant deaths in every 1,000 live births in Barangay 1 in year 2021. So for the next reporter, please welcome Janviel De Palan.
For the health facilities and services, there is a barangay health center located at Sitio Pacho, and the services are consultation, wound dressing, nebulization, BP monitoring, weight and height measurement. For the DOH program, immunization, maternal and child health, nutrition, National Tuberculosis Program, rabies, healthy lifestyle, leprosy, STD, family planning, environmental sanitation. And for the personnel, 1 midwife, 5 BHWs, and 1 BNS. Next. For the toilet facilities, the Barangay 1 has a total of 563 households. According to the data of the barangay, all of the households have toilet facility and a water-sealed type of toilet. Some toilets were provided by the local government unit of Manapla. Next. For the garbage collection and disposal, the local government unit of Manapla has 4 garbage trucks and collects garbage in the barangay every Monday for non-biodegradable and Tuesday for biodegradable. 119 households perform open pit burning and 96 households use compost pit as a method of garbage disposal. The rest segregates their garbage and adheres to the scheduled garbage collection within the barangay. Next. For the communication network, the barangay uses referral system in disseminating information particularly on health-related concerns. Midwives and BHWs are the one assigned in writing referrals for the medical services in the rural health unit. Also, the barangay utilizes printed materials and online communication in disseminating health-related information from the local government unit of Manapla and rural health unit. Next. For transport system, there are barangay ambulance, rescue vehicles, tricycles, and even private vehicles. Also, due to enhancement of facilities and improvement of roads in the barangay, healthcare facilities are made accessible for everyone. Next. For the educational level, with observations made by barangay officials, they have recognized that those who have higher educational level in the barangay engages more on health and social activities and apply to their daily living compared to those who have lower educational level. The chart shows that 3% of the population that have no formal education, 7% of the population are elementary undergraduate, and 9% are the elementary graduate. For the high school undergraduate, a total of 12% of the population have been recorded, and 26 are high school graduate. A total of 18% of the population are college undergraduate, and 20% are college graduate. Lastly, 3% of the population are postgraduate, and 2% are vocational. Next. For the housing conditions, house composition and congestions are the factors that indicate the presence of health hazards. Barangay 1 is a densely populated area with house congestion present on some portions of the puros and sitios. There are 131 households made of light materials and 198 households made of mixed materials. Next. For the poverty level income, the chart shows that poverty level income of the people in the Barangay 1, there are 4% of the population has an average of monthly income below 1,000. 7% of the population has an average monthly income of 1,001 to 5,000. 30% of the population has an average income of 5,001 to 10,000. 47% of the population has an average monthly income of 10,001 to 15,000. 22% of the population has an average monthly income of 15,001 to 20,000. Next. For the source of income, the graph shows that there are 2 dressmakers, 9 healthcare workers, 14 OFWs, 15 small business owners, 108 farm laborers, 24 teachers, 8 beauticians, 37 vendors, 137 tricycle drivers, 4 bakers, 24 sales ladies, 15 fish vendors, 62 fishermen, and 79 carpenters. Next. For the employment and unemployment status, a total of 600 samples were gathered by the barangay for unemployment and unemployment status. Out of the total sample of a total of 346 individuals, or 58%, are employed. 98 individuals, or 16%, are underemployed or unemployed, and 156 individuals, or 26%, are underemployed. Next. For the age-sex distribution, according to the secondary data from the barangay, the total population of Barangay 1 for the year 2021 is 2,334. Majority population are male with a total number of 1,189 and consists of 50.94% of the total population. On the other hand, the total number of female is 1,145, which is 49.06% of the total population. For the age-sex distribution, ages 18 to 30 have the highest number of individuals with a total of 517. This age group is composed of 248 males and 269 females. Conversely, ages 81 and above have the lowest number of individuals with a total of 21. It is composed of 13 males and 8 females. Next. For the growth rate, the table shows the growth rate of Barangay 1 for the past 8 years. The latest census figure in 2021 denotes that there is a positive growth rate of 0.92%, or an increase of 183 people from the previous population of 2,151 in 2020. Crude birth rate will be presented to you by Ms. Kimberly Batuhanan.
Crude birth rate. In 2021, a total population of 43 live births were registered to the health center, which is equivalent to a crude birth rate CBR of 18.42, or 18 births per 1,000 population. Next. Crude death rate. The reported death in 2021 reached 14, with a crude death rate CDR of 5.99, or 6 deaths per 1,000 populations. Swarups Index. Out of 14 deaths recorded, 6 of them were ages 50 years old and above, with Swarups Index of 43%. The community health problems were identified as the health status problem, such as number 1, 21% of the population has hypertension. Number 2 is 18% of the population has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Number 3 is 17% of the population has pneumonia. Number 4, 5% of the population has diabetes mellitus type 2. Number 5 is 5% of the population has pulmonary tuberculosis. The health resources problem, such as lack of medical equipment and supply in the barangay health center. Number 2 is the lack of financial resources and funding health programs. And number 3 is the lack of manpower, additional BHW, midwife, community health nurse. Health-related problem. First is the poor drainage system. Number 2 is the alteration in health-seeking behavior of residents due to fear of COVID-19. Number 3 is the lack access of safe drinking water. The priority settings of problem number 1 is 21% of the population has hypertension. The total score is 7 3/4. Then, the problem number 2 is the 18% of the population has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The total score is 7 1/4. Problem number 3 is the 17% of the population has pneumonia. Total score is 7 1/4. Problem number 4 is the 5% of the population has diabetes mellitus type 2. The total score is 7 1/4. Problem number 5 is the 5% of the population has pulmonary tuberculosis. Total score is 7 1/4. Problem number 6 is the lack of medical equipment and supply in the barangay health center. The total score is 6 1/3. The problem number 7 is lack of financial resources and funding health programs. The total score is 4 5/6. Problem number 8 is the lack of manpower, additional BHW, midwife, community health nurse. The total score is 4 1/3. Problem number 9 is poor drainage system. The total score is 7 1/3. Problem number 10 is the alteration in health-seeking behavior of the resident due to fear of COVID-19. Total score is 8 and 7 12. And the last problem is the lack of access to safe drinking water. The total score is 6 and 3/4. And this is the problem ranking of our problem were identified. First is the alteration in health-seeking behavior of residents due to fear of COVID-19. The total score is 8 and 7 12. Second is the 21% of the population has hypertension. The total score is 7 and 3/4. And the third is the poor drainage system is the total score for 7 and 1/3. Number 4 is the 5% of population has pulmonary tuberculosis. The total score is 7 and 1/4. The 18% of the population has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The total score is 7 and 1/4. The 17% of the population has pneumonia. The total score is 7 and 1/4. The lack of medical equipments and supply in Barangay Health Center is the total score is 6 and 3/4. The lack of access to safe drinking water, the total score is 6 and 1/3. The lack of financial resources in funding health programs is the totals is 4 and 5, 6. And the last is the lack of manpower, additional BHW and MIVAT community health nurse. The total score is 4 and 1/3. Next. The next is the Community Health Action Plan discussed by Sarina Babay.
Okay, so for our problem number 1, our goals and objectives. The residents will regain their trust to the healthcare team and be able to seek help with health-related concerns. For our solutions or activities, first is to organize a community assembly per sitio and purok and discuss the importance of seeking help to the right authority with health-related concern. Second, organize a medical mission to the community to address their health-related problems and concerns with the help of Rural Health Unit and Barangay Health Center. Third is to coordinate with the Rural Health Unit to provide health symposiums regarding COVID-19 vaccines. This is to increase vaccine uptake. For our projects, we have Community Assembly, Problema sa Kalusugan Aton Aksyonan, a community medical mission in collaboration with the Rural Health Unit and Barangay Health Center, health symposiums and talks with Rural Health Unit, Bakuna para sa Masa, a mobile vaccination drive headed by the Rural Health Unit. For our targets, we have identified residents who are affected by the problem. For the resources needed, we have printed leaflets regarding COVID-19 vaccines, location or venue of community assembly, health symposiums and talks, and medical mission, keynote speakers, sound systems, and other equipments for the programs and symposiums, financial resources to support the activities and programs, and mode of transportation. For time allotted and persons responsible, for daily monitoring, we have Adalfa Naranjo, the Committee on Health, December 1 for BNS Hernandez, December 3 for Ms. Batuhanon, December 5 for BHW Ronquillo, and December 7 for Mr. Dipalan. Our second problem. Our goals or objectives is to manage effectively the hypertensive people in the community to prevent further complications and to reduce the prevalence of hypertension cases in the community. For solutions or activities, we have to gather those affected population and organize a meeting for the management of their health condition. Second is to coordinate with the Rural Health Unit and Barangay Health Center to conduct a medical mission in the community. Third is to encourage the affected population to coordinate with the Barangay Health Center for the monitoring of their blood pressure. And fourth, we have to provide health teachings regarding causes, risks, factors, and complications of hypertension by organizing symposiums and health talks. Fifth, we have to organize activities that promotes healthy lifestyle and active participation of the affected population and even the community people as a whole. These activities include Zumba sessions, cardio exercises, smoking cessation, etc. For our projects, we have Community Assembly, Libreng Konsulta para sa Masa, a community medical mission in collaboration with the Rural Health Unit and Barangay Health Center, Daily Blood Pressure Monitoring, Imo Kalusugan Aton Istoryahan, a health symposium regarding health and hypertension, health-related programs such as Zumba session, fun run, walkathon, smoking cessation, and etc. For our targets, we have individuals who have hypertension and individuals who are in risk of developing hypertension. For resources needed, we have printed leaflets regarding hypertension, location or venue of community assembly, health symposiums and talks, and health-related programs such as Zumba session, cardio exercises, sound system, resource speakers for the health talks, financial resources to support the activities and program, and mode of transportation. For daily monitoring, we have BHW Adolfo Naranjo, the Committee on Health. For December 1, we have Mr. Depalan, December 3 for BHW Hiner, December 5 for yours truly, and December 7 for BHW Pedrina. For our third problem, our goals or objectives: to address the problem in drainage system in some areas of Porox and Sitios, to reduce the risks of acquiring diseases due to poor drainage system. For our solutions or activities, first is we have to conduct an ocular survey together with the barangay officials in the whole community to identify the areas with poor drainage system. Discuss the necessary action in developing a better drainage system together with the barangay officials. Coordinate with the LGU regarding the problem with drainage system for prompt solutions. And fourth, organize a community assembly and discuss the health threats of having a poor drainage system. For our projects, we have ocular survey and sanitation inspection, general assembly with the barangay officials and LGU for problem discussion, and health symposiums regarding the risks of poor drainage system. For targets, we have areas with poor drainage system and community people with poor drainage system at home. For resources needed, we have printed leaflets regarding health and sanitation, location or venue of general assembly and health symposiums, sound systems, resource speakers for the community assembly, financial resources for development of drainage system, and mode of transportation for ocular survey and sanitation inspection. For time allotted and persons responsible, we have daily monitoring by Barangay Kagawad Kamlanga, December 1 by Ms. Magalona, December 3 by Ms. Garcia, December 5 by BHW Pedrina, and December 7 by BHW Sangasina. And for our conclusion, with all the problems identified, the student nurses were motivated to help the community by providing means to resolve the problems with their knowledge and skills. As a result, nursing care plans were formulated to address the identified problems in which the student nurses seek help with the barangay officials, barangay health workers, and the community people to execute the planned interventions. Despite all the community problems, there is still a great chance to resolve all of it with the unity and collaboration of the barangay officials, community people, and the student nurses. The people had been cooperative and actively participated in identifying the different problems as well as giving interventions to the identified problems. Together with the community people, the student nurses, being an agent to improve and support the health status, were able to improve the current condition. The community people are now aware of their own health and be able to use their gained knowledge anytime in the future to improve their health status and condition. For our recommendations, first is to educate the people of the said barangay. The community should implement more health education programs. They must prioritize the people's health first, provide actions as well as solutions in order to reduce the number of deaths and morbidities in that community. People should also be more open to health teachings and potential changes in order to create a healthy and happy community. In terms of addressing the needs of their community, the barangay officers should do an excellent job by collaborating with the rural health unit to combat the most common diseases in the community. People must follow the preventive measures, teachings, and action plan that are given to them. Barangay health officials must seek assistance from other departments such as the DOH, Rural Health Unit, and local government of Manapla in order to fund health programs. Every family should be aware and informed of the programs, organizations, and healthcare services that are available in the barangay. Families should be encouraged to express their concern about the community, particularly those concerning their health. They must promote a healthier lifestyle, practice proper hygiene, and eat nutritious foods in order to prevent the growing number of health problems in the community. The barangay must improve their drainage system in order to prevent health diseases from affecting the people who live there. Monthly inspections and surveys must be conducted by barangay officials to ensure the progress of plans and solutions that are being implemented, as well as to monitor the increasing rate of the aforementioned problem. Health and wellness symposiums must be attended by barangay officials to be a competent and knowledgeable health worker. For our learning facilitation, this will be discussed again by Ms. Batohanan.
Learning facilitation. There are numerous problems in our community that we must identify and address, and the conducting a community case study help us in determining the current state of our community. However, due to pandemic, it is difficult for us, student nurses, to gather data in the community, but we do not give up and still continue our best in collecting all the data required for our case study. We discover a lot of issues, most of which were related to community's health. By conducting a case study, we will be able to determine the primary causes of mortality and morbidity in our community, as well as the reason why these diseases are prevalent. As student nurse, it is helpful for us in the practice of our profession as well as our skills to determine different intervention to all the community problems. Furthermore, conducting a community case study is beneficial not just as student nurses, but also the entire community, for they will be able to provide appropriate solution to a variety of community issues. That's all. Thank you.